Someday I'll someday I'll have figure out how to tune without using the instruments, but I'm not there yet.
Huh. If you get one, it'll work for the others.
Okay, here we go. Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible said, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. Yes, the strong gets more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round the door. When you're gone and the spending ends, they don't come no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. When I was in the workshop, I think they said that Billie Holiday based this on an argument she had with her mom, and her mom was
Really?
arguing with her about money, and she said something like, "Well, God bless the child has got his own," you know. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
It's a beautiful song. Then the chorus, it's really sweet. You did a beautiful job with that too, Angie.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
fun song.
Very nice.
All right. Let's do you, Michael.
Me? Okay. So I have a couple of songs from the Byrds tonight. And the first one has an F add 9, but that all that is your index finger on the first fret, second string. So it's gonna go, it goes back and forth.
Yeah, where do we have F at 9? In Over the Rainbow.
Oh,
In the intro to Over the Rainbow.
yes, right. It's in Over the Rainbow in the intro.
This is a good song. You know, so you sent me the two songs you sent me. I'm like, are those David Bowie songs? And then I looked at them, like, because it's fine. You know, this is Spaceman, right? And so I was going, okay, a rock and roll star, Spaceman, and there's
Yeah,
a
they're both pretty short too.
All right, Mike, you go.
So you wanna be a rock and roll star? Then listen now to what I say. Just get an electric guitar and take some time and learn how to play. And with your hair swung right and your pants too tight, it's gonna be all right. Then it's time to go downtown where the agent man won't let you down. Sell your soul to the company who are waiting there to sell plasticware. And in a week or two, if you make the charts, the girls will tear you apart. Price you paid for your riches and fame. Was it all a strange game? You're a little insane. The money, the game, and the public acclaim. Don't forget who you are. You're a rock and roll star.
That was fun, and the FAD 9 was fun to go back and forth.
Yeah, cool.
That's great. That was good.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like.
Great lyrics.
The break goes on. The break is longer than just those two, 4 chords. Because
Yeah.
it's times 4, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the way I found it. So,
All right. It's all good.
and it ends on a G. There's some few things that are amiss here, but all right. So the other one is, hey, Mr. Spaceman.
Hey. Hey.
Everybody
Mr.
knows this.
Spaceman.
Do you guys say hey when a hay truck goes by?
No.
No.
That was a thing in Wisconsin. Go, hey.
Hey.
Oh,
do it as a
I
joke.
saw a thing from Wisconsin on I don't know, on the computers, and the girl was going, well, I'm from such and such. That's right here. And another girl goes, and I'm from so and so, and that's right here. Because I guess Wisconsin is shaped like
It is, because
a
you
hand.
have Door County out there. The thumb is Door County.
So that was kind of interesting.
Very
It was
funny.
like it was like a great
this
white
part.
north skit by amateurs that, they're going, so what are you going to do tonight? Oh, there's nothing to do. I'm going to go down to the cheese show, or it was very funny, very, very funny.
Yeah, we're too poor to have maps. We got to use our hands.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh, you can go if you want. You see it all right, right? Does it look good?
Okay, here we go. Woke up this morning with light in my eye, then realized it was still dark outside. It was a light coming down from the sky. I don't know who or what. Must be those strangers that come every night, whose saucer-shaped light put people uptight. Leave blue-green footsteps that glow in the dark. I hope they get home all right. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along? I won't do anything wrong. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along for a ride? Woke up this morning, I was feeling quite weird. Had flies in my beard, my toothpaste was smeared. Open my windows, they've written my name. Said so long, we'll see you again. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along? I won't do anything wrong. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along for a ride one more time? Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along? I won't do anything wrong. Hey, Mr. Spaceman, won't you please take me along for a ride?
It's a different key that we're used to, you know.
Oh, no wonder.
Is it? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
In Carmen's book, it's in G.
I didn't know that.
Now, the reason I know is because there's this little, you can kind of just tweak the G a little bit in between.
Oh, right, right.
That's why I
Yeah.
couldn't find the melody.
Well, I don't know what. I just picked it out of the file, so I
Yeah,
didn't
oh,
realize
it's all
that was
it's all
different.
good.
It's easier
Alright.
chords.
So I watched a video of Marty Stewart doing this song. It was country style. Of course, the Byrds did a little crossover country anyway,
Right.
but I'm telling you, Marty Stewart is an unbelievable musician.
Yeah.
Was he in the Byrds?
No, he's a mandolin player. He plays guitar. He's got like fluffy hair. It's gray now, but it used to be black. Great. He was on that PBS special quite a bit, talking about country music, that country music series that they did.
Yeah. What's his name? Yeah.
Ken Burns.
Ken Byrds, yes.
Yeah, Ken Burns. Yeah.
There's a good,
show for a long time.
I don't know if anybody's interested, but there's a good one on now. It's about Northern Ireland, but I have to watch it again because I really missed about half of what the people were saying, maybe more than half, because their accent is tough, and but it's very interesting about the troubles that took place in northern Belfast and Londonderry. Some call it Derry, some call it, and it's a different world up there.
Yeah. There was a great series called Dearie Girls.
Oh, that was the best.
Great, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the same thing, you had to listen closely because you would miss some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I had subtitles on so I could catch everything.
I wonder if I can do that on that PBS series.
I'm
Anyway,
sure you can.
the last one is on tonight, but I think they'll repeat it. Okay, well, thank you. That was fun.
Great, Michael. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Jerelynn.
Okay, I had a corner lined up and it was sort of a theatrical thing, but I really think Linda and Bruce would want to hear it, so I'll postpone that until next time. So at the end of today, I was going to ask you if I could practice because I want to do this song at the Folk Guild on Saturday. I've done it before, and I did a corner on this person a long time ago, like one of the first ones I did. So I bet you no one remembers it. I'm going to do it again.
We'll never know.
It's about Blossom Dearie. You guys know Blossom Dearie? All right, her real name was Margaret Blossom Dearie, and they named her Blossom because someone brought her mother, peach blossoms to the house the day before she was born, so she got the name of Blossom. It's a tiny little person, really talented, and she had a real high girlish voice, and she sang that song, Rhode Island is Famous for You. That's the one I'm going to sing and try to sing. Anyway,
No recollection of this at all from your corner.
okay, she's somebody you should know, and she was born right here in East Durham.
Wow.
1924. I mean, it was a while ago, 1924. But she was a jazz singer and a pianist. She broke a lot of ground as a female singer, and she played with Miles Davis. And Miles Davis said of her, she's the only white woman who had soul. Little Blossom Dearie with her high, squeaky, girly voice. So anyway, she took classical piano and jazz in high school, and then she moved to New York City. And her bebop education increased. She went to Birdland all the time. Every night she went to Birdland for 3 years, every night in a row. So her social circle got bigger, and she became friends with Charlie Parker and Sarah Vaughan. And her and Miles, I couldn't believe this when I read it. Her and Miles shared an affinity for a certain song from the musical Oklahoma. Now picture Miles Davis. Does he seem like the kind of guy that would like that song, Surrey with the Fringe on Top?
I always thought that was the stupidest song out of Oklahoma.
And I take you out in the Surrey. That was one of his favorite
With the
songs.
fringe.
That's right. I could just see him. Hey man, hey, let's put on Oklahoma.
So she performed with groups and alone all through Greenwich Village, and then she moved to Paris in 1952, and she recorded, but she kind of missed the United States, so she came back to New York City, and she had a 6-record deal here. She had a devoted following, although her voice was always a topic. Anytime she was interviewed, it was like, how'd you get that name, and what's with your little squeaky voice? But her playing, she was a really good piano player, and she could play serious, raunchy, funny, conversational, and usually her arrangements were pared down, to the appropriate level for her. And she insisted that her piano playing was exactly what was necessary for a song. Like, don't mess around with her arrangements. That's exactly how they were supposed to be. She recorded a radio commercial for Heinz root beer, and if you purchased the root beer, you could get her album for $1. Blossom Dearie sings Rootin' Songs. Hires root beer. I know she wasn't like an A performer, but she was highly acclaimed, and she knew all these people, and she had just a long, long career as a jazz pianist. All right. In 1974, she established her own label, Daffodil Records, which meant she could have full control of the recording and distribution of her albums. That was a pretty smart move and a pretty bold move for a woman in 1974.
Yeah.
She appeared on many TV shows. She did voice work for Schoolhouse Rock, and she received a Grammy for Best Recording for a children's album. It was about multiplication rock. Johnny Mercer and her were close friends. She married this Belgian flutist saxophone player in 1954, but was divorced in 57. But by all accounts, from what I could gather, she had a really long, happy life. She passed away at 82 in 2009. And Terry Gross from NRP did an interview with her that I listened to, and she just seemed like really sweet. So
You mean NPR?
Yeah. What did I say?
NRP.
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
So this song is the song that she's most known for. Rhode Island is Famous for You. It was written by other people, but the first person to sing it was Jack Haley, who was, the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. Right.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So anyway, I wish I had written this song because it's super cute, and there's no strumming or anything. I didn't send it to John, so you're just going to hear me. But I want to play this on Saturday, and I want to ham it up because it is kind of a theatrical song, and it's supposed to be fun. So here we go. Every state has something its Rotary Club can boast of, some product that the state produces the most of. Rhode Island is little, but my, oh my, It has a product anyone would buy. Copper comes from Arizona. Peaches come from Georgia. And lobsters come from Maine. The wheat fields are the sweet fields of Nebraska. And Kansas gets bonanzas from its grain. Old whiskey comes from old Kentucky. Ain't the country lucky? New Jersey gives us glue. And you come from Rhode Island. And little old Rhode Island is famous for you. Cotton comes from Louisiana, gophers from Montana, and spuds from Idaho. They plow land in the cow land of Missouri, where most beef meant for roast beef seems to grow. Grand Canyons come from Colorado. Gold comes from Nevada. Divorces also do. And you come from Rhode Island. And little old Rhode Island is famous for you. Pencils come from Pennsylvania. Best from West Virginia. And tents from Tennessee. They know mink where they grow mink in Wyoming. A camp chair in New Hampshire, that's for me. Minnows come from Minnesota. Coats come from Dakota. But why should you be blue? 'Cause you come from Rhode Island. And little old Rhode Island is famous for you. Yes, you come from Rhode Island. And little old Rhode Island is famous for you.
I remember that song now.
Great. Very clever. Very good.
That's a great song.
I
I
love
hear
it.
that Saturday.
I mean, she's on the piano, so she's doing all wonderful stuff on the piano, but I can't do any of that. But how cute is that?
Aw, yeah,
Beautiful.
that's really great.
So did it sound okay?
Yeah. You're gonna ham it up a little bit?
I'm gonna try, yeah.
Just thinking if there's what you could do with the ukulele.
Well, I could go copper comes from Arizona, peaches come from Georgia, lobsters come from Maine. But I don't want to go fast. I want to really string it out.
No, that was nice because it was there was like there's always something coming. There's anticipation on the part of your audience.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah, well, if you go too quickly, I think you'd lose that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
And I want to try to do it serious too, like pencils come from Pennsylvania. I don't want to laugh, but I probably will.
You tend to see.
That's from Tennessee. The one that gets me is minnows come from Minnesota.
Minnesota,
That
yeah.
was my favorite too.
That was great. Good. Okay, thanks, Jerelynn.
So her name is Dearie, like D-E.
Well, she went by Blossom Dearie. Blossom. Although her first name was not Margaret, but it was like Margareth or something. But
All right,
it's called
okay.
Blossom Dearie.
Well, I've got two songs. I've been sort of wanting to play Bird on a Wire. I used to play that a lot. I haven't played it in a really long time, and I thought, let's do that one. So that's what I'm going to play first. Like a bird on the wire, like a drum in a midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free. Like a worm on a hook, like a knight from some old-fashioned book, I have saved all my ribbons for thee. If I have been unkind, I hope that you can just let it go by. If I have been untrue, I hope that you know it was never to you. Like a baby stillborn, like a beast with his horn, I have torn everyone who reached out for me. But I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I will make it all up to thee. I saw a beggar leaning on his wooden crutch. He said to me, you must not ask for so much. And a pretty woman leaning in her darkened door, she cried to me, hey, why not ask for more? Like a bird on the wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free.
Good job. I
Yeah,
love that song.
that
I
was
love
good. It felt good.
Good one. Good one.
Now, it's August 30th today. And I don't know if you know this, but we're having a blue moon tonight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
so
second
I
one next
thought,
month.
we got to sing for this.
We got two full moons this month.
Yeah, so this one's a
That's what a
blue
blue
moon
moon
tonight.
is.
That's what a blue moon is. And I remember I live at the Blue Moon Farm, right?
Wait, you mean a blue moon is when you get a second one in the same month?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never knew that.
That's why the expression is once in a
So
blue
you
moon.
so
Oh,
the font of information learned something tonight.
I can't believe I got to be this old and I didn't know that.
A few years after I bought the farm, my brother sent a letter to the editor of Astronomy magazine or something, I think it was Astronomy magazine, saying, blue moons don't always, they're not international because it's all about the time, what time it is. So if you had a blue moon on the last day of the month, um, it may go into the next month depending on where you are, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyway, he
That's
got published.
interesting.
All right. I want this on my iPad. Hang on one second. Let me just bring it up. What I love about this song is the whole the strumming of it, the whole rhythm of it. I really like. Come on, here it is. Okay. I'm gonna go. What did I see? No, we're just gonna start. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my heart could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Thank you.
Well,
That's a great song.
It's a great song. It's so beautiful
Yeah.
and just soothing, and I've always loved it. The version I really like is the version that was done by the Cowboy Junkies. The Cowboy Junkies did an album called the Trinity Sessions, and basically they took a 360-degree mic and put it down in a church, and then they sat around it and played. So it has this really the whole album has this really beautiful uh, sound quality to it, and they do these beautiful songs. And whatever her name is, just she just really soars it.
The way they I just finished reading a book by David Byrne. It's called How Music Works.
Oh yes,
It's so interesting, and it's amazing how the way music is produced and played and listened to has changed over the years. It's I just I couldn't put it down. It was really
yeah.
good.
It's an excellent book. I read it too. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but my brother gave it to me. And it has all these great stories about the way they created Talking Head stuff and his work with Eno, and oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I have to my youngest brother uh he grew up in the 80s, so he's got a lot of Talking Heads albums and stuff, but I think he loaned them to my daughter. So because now I want to listen to some of his stuff more than
Oh
I
yeah.
more than I did. So uh it's just reading the book was just the beginning of something. So now I got to see what's going on. He's a brilliant guy.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. I'm going to see if the library has it. So it's The Way Music Works. That's the title.
It's
It's How
called
Music Works.
How Music Works.
How Music Works. Yeah.
A moon.
If they don't have it, I have a copy, which I'll
Okay.
lend to you.
I got it on my Kindle, and it was not expensive.
I have wait, I don't. Maybe I even have it here. No, I have an ebook version, and I have it read. I have it an audiobook of it.
Mm.
Who's reading it? Is David Byrne reading it?
No, I don't think David Byrne read it. It would be cool if he did.
Yeah, he's got such a great voice.
Yeah. So I'm going to see Amanda Palmer tomorrow.
Oh, great.
I mean Friday. Friday.
He
That's gonna
mentions
be
her
really
in the
cool.
book.
What?
He mentions her in that book. How she
Really?
did, yeah, how she did an album with her ukulele.
Oh yeah. I love that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And then the
And
next week I'm going to see Godspeed You Black Emperor.
What is that?
It's a band. Godspeed You Black Emperor.
What kind of
Uh,
music?
It's it's kind of like industrial noise. I don't wish this band on anybody, but they're very cool. It's not noise, but it's a big band. It's a collective, and so they're always swapping musicians in and out. But one of the key people is this woman who plays just a great violin. But they have like three electric guitars and two bassists and two drummers, and it's they fill the stage,
Huh.
and it's cool. It's very cool to see. So they're playing at Basilica, um, which is also great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, don't get too jealous. I'm going to go to Walmart tonight.
You're what?
I'm going to Walmart tonight.
Oh shit! Oh wow! I now I really have FOMO
I know. I was able to get a ticket.
to Walmart. Well, I couldn't get a ticket to Amanda. It's the Dresden Dolls, which is her band, and they sold out. They're doing 3 nights at the Colony, and they sold out in a day. And I kind of looked up, went, oh wait, I have to go get my Dresden Doll tickets, and they were sold out.
Um,
And Amanda Palmer did a last Thursday. She did a rehearsal, and what she said was the only way I can get myself to rehearse is if I have a show. So she invited a whole lot of people. You bought a ticket, and so I was in a room with like 50 people, and she chatted, and then she rehearsed a little bit. So I went up to her afterwards. I said, I really couldn't get a ticket, and I was going to come last time, but I got COVID. She said, I'll put you on the guest list. So I'm like in the front row.
wow, you're in.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's cool. So I'm doing that.
Hey, I
Big
got a ticket. I got a ticket for Bob Dylan.
You did?
Yeah, I really screwed it up because there was pre-sale and I tried and tried. I got up early. I was like trying everything. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I couldn't get it. Went nowhere. And then the public went on sale the next day at 10. Totally forgot about it. At 11:30, I was like, "Oh my God." So I called and I thought I'm not going to get anything, but I called Proctor's and I got this girl and she kept jogging the mute. Anyway, I got 10th row um, center left for 133, and the
That's good.
VIP tickets were going for 434, and I was like, as
Yeah.
much as I love Bob Dylan, I couldn't. It's like I can't pay that.
Yeah.
But it's only like a couple rows ahead of me, and I don't know what she did, but I was still thankful.
That's awesome, Jerelynn.
I know.
And you got one ticket?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking I should get two. I was so flustered because and mad at myself because I missed the 10 o'clock the day before I was there and I was trying all these passcodes and all different. I had three different computers. And I was getting nowhere. I don't know what the secret was. And anyway, I just thought for sure I'm not going to get anything, and I thought, oh, I'll just call and see.
Awesome.
That's really good. That's a good price too.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to see Beautiful, and I did the same thing. I waited too long, and the only thing left was like $400 and $500 tickets. And I've been to Proctor's my whole life. I'm not paying that much money to go to Proctor's.
Yeah.
No, it's
Crazy.
two
It's
hundred.
crazy.
That's
Proctor's in Albany or
$1,000.
In Schenectady.
Schenectady?
Well, the other big ticket I bought is plane ticket to France. I'm going to France.
Nice. When's that gonna happen?
March. I'm going to go skiing in the beginning of March.
Woohoo!
Yeah, baby.
That'll be great.
Shanghai or Shanghai? Is that where you were? Shanghai 1 year and France?
Singapore. I was in Singapore.
What did I said Shanghai.
Yes, Shanghai, Singapore, it's all the same. Asia, it's Asia.
Wow.
Yeah. Jake's
Well-
gonna be back in Troy again.
Say that again?
Jake Shimabukuro is gonna be back in Troy again.
Oh yeah, I have tickets to that.
And they were selling tickets for four for $75 on a special today. So
Wow. Angie,
That's-
have you ever seen him?
I've
Just
seen.
on Zoom.
Oh, you should see him.
You should
Yeah,
go
he's
see him.
very
He's
good.
Great.
You'd like it.
Um,
I'll think about that. I'll look into it.
it's October 7th. Right?
That's pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up.
I believe that this weekend is Labor Day. What the heck?
It is.
It is. It's the end of summer.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm looking. Yeah, it's yeah, October 7th. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show.
And Dylan's in November.
October 30th.
Oh, October 30th. Okay.
I can't believe he's going back out there. He doesn't need to be doing this.
I don't think he ever stopped being out there.
No, he's been touring since 1999, straight through, except for COVID. Well, I mean, he didn't call it that, but they call it the never-ending tour. He's been touring since 1999. I
Well,
think
maybe he doesn't have a home to go to.
Did I tell you this? I know I've told you this story before. We had a fire in the Stockade section of Schenectady, which is the oldest part of the city, and it was in an apartment that was in a building that at one time was kind of upscale, but not that much anymore. So this young lady had a fire in her apartment, and so she had to leave, and she took her cat, and she said, I'll go down and stay with my dad in Woodstock or wherever it was. So I go there, the guys are telling me the story, and I said, what's her name? They said Zimmerman. I said, do you know? I said, do you guys, now they're all young, right? I said, do you have any idea? This was over 10 years ago, or maybe even 15, but I said, do you have any idea what that name Zimmerman doesn't mean anything to you? And they're going, no. I go, you ever hear of Bob Dylan? And apparently that was Dylan's daughter. Now, I don't know. I've heard, I mean, I've told the story and I never met her myself, but
there's Anna
she was living in Schenectady.
or Marie, I
Briefly.
think the daughters are. Does either one of those names sound right?
I don't, oh God, it's so long ago, I don't know.
But his kids have the name of Zimmerman. I mean, Jacob is Jacob Dylan.
Jacob is Jacob Dylan, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just,
It could have been one of the son's wives. Because I know the son, one of the other son goes by Zimmerman, or his brother goes by Zimmerman.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
So, yeah, well, it could be she didn't want attention either.
Yeah.
You know?
I watched this, kind of related. I watched this show I started watching at night. It's this couple that go to yard sales and they buy, stuff. They're antiques, they're dealers. But anyway, they went to a yard sale and there's a big box of VHS tapes. And this teenager walked by and he goes, "What are those?" He didn't know.
Grandsons call them Lego bricks, giant Legos.
Yeah. Well, now I'm teaching full time, right? And so I had my first class on Monday, and I talked about I was teaching computer science to freshmen. This is their first day of college,
Oh God.
and I talked about punch cards, and I said, look, you guys really have it good in terms of learning computer science now. It's a lot easier now than it was a long time ago. Yeah, yeah, that's funny.
It's hard to, I think, kids to even visualize it because it all just is.
Yeah,
So many things that just,
Even a TV show where people uh, say, "Is there a phone in the area?" You
yeah.
know, they don't get that. They That's the way it used. Nobody thought anything about that, but
yeah,
When was the
funny.
last time
and
you saw a mailbox? I
you
can't even,
weren't on a the or the I say we people weren't on a tether all the time like they are today either. I mean,
True.
my brother Bill left a note for my mother and said, "I'm going hiking in the mountains," and we all thought he meant Mount Marcy, and he was really referring to Colorado and the Rocky Mountains. That was it. That was his note to my mother, and basically he's been out in different places for his whole life. That was how he it wasn't mean or anything like
No,
that. It's just that's the way it was.
see ya. Go in the mountains.
She after a couple days she says, "Do you know where Bill is?" And I said, "I think he went up to Mount Marcy. Ask Tom, my other brother." Tom goes, "I don't know where he is." That was the end of it. Nowadays, nowadays parents would be
How old was he?
calling the state troopers and everything else.
How old was he?
He was over 18, 19, 20 maybe.
Yeah, but still young. I mean, I went to a wedding over the weekend, and I it was a family thing, and I was with a very 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 old friend of mine who lived down the street from me. His sister married my cousin, which is why he was there. So why we were both there, and my I'm talking to my friend, and we're talking about we used to hitchhike from
Yeah.
Teaneck to Worcester and back all the time. We had a big piece of cardboard that we used over and over again. And so I'm talking to his nephews, his nephew about this. And I realize how foreign that sounds. What, you hitchhike? Who does that?
you can't anymore. I used to pick up hitchhikers all the time, but you can't hitchhike and you can't pick them up anymore.
No.
This this same brother, he and his he was I mean he worked in a coal mine in Colorado. He was lived in a cabin that only had a wood stove, no running water. Uh, and when he and his girlfriend came back east one time, they had a live pig in a crate in the back of their pickup truck. And I don't know, he was gonna bring it here, I guess, and raise a raise a pig here. It was pretty big anyway. And I can remember he stopped in the fire station, and one of the guys, they couldn't believe it. But for my brother Bill, it wasn't that unusual to do weird stuff. And one guy says, "What's its name?" He goes, "Annie Oinkley."
Annie Oinkley.
So that was so funny, Annie Oinkley. And but people were did a lot of things differently back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
It's a different
50
world. It's a very
50
different
years
world.
ago, but
Is it a potbelly pig?
no, it was a regular
Like a
hog.
big one. Oh, wow.
Full size, several hundred pounds, I'm sure. Yeah, wow.
Goes pretty. That's a good name.
There's a song. It's gonna be in a song someday. It's
Absolutely.
it's in
Yeah.
my wherever my little notebook. Oh, Caroline's doing another class this weekend.
I should sign up, but then I never do. I don't know why.
I'm gonna I'm glad I'm on the mailing list, but I'm gonna skip this one. But I'm
I had such a good experience the first time, and it sparked me so much that I'm afraid if I do it again, I'm not going to get the same
Yeah,
experience.
well. And Saturday, we're back in Catskill.
yeah, good. I had a nice drive last weekend, but
Sorry about that.
no
Yeah.
big deal. No, it's no big. I One time I drove to Olive in a snowstorm, and but when I got to the parking lot of the library, I got a message from Jerry. The jam was canceled. So
Oh shit.
yeah,
That's dedication, though.
Yeah.
so
You get the
but
award
I
for
was at
dedication.
the time I was trying to go everywhere to see how different places did
Yeah.
things. You
Yeah.
know, I used to go to Kathleen's place in whatever that begins with a P.
Misha? No.
Prattville?
Phoenicia. In
Oh, in
Phoenicia.
Phoenicia. Right. Right.
Yeah. And she used to leave from Phoenicia to go directly to Catskill
Well,
Right.
wasn't
I remember those days. I
Phoenicia,
remember before
a
before
long
Catskill
time
was a
ago.
thing.
wasn't
Yeah.
Phoenicia and Olive the same thing, or were they two separate groups?
They were
No,
sort of the same thing. They Olive was during the week, and Phoenicia would be Saturday mornings at the library.
it was from the same grant.
Yeah.
And
They
there
were
used to
both
be one
started by
in
Babs.
the one in Kingston too, and Babs used to go there, and I think that's where I first met Linda
Right.
in the library down in Kingston.
I like our group. I've been other ones, and I think our group is by far the best, and that's
Our group's awesome. I've been in a bunch of groups. Our group is really the best.
all due to Carmen too.
Yep, all due to Carmen.
It's there's a good solid core, and everybody has fun.
Yeah, and
It's really
Carmen's going to be is starting his. He's now teaching at Columbia Green. He's
Oh
got.
shoot!
Two,
I was going to sign up for that thing. Glad you said that. I got to do that.
Talking about.
He's Carmen's going to do I think a learning how to play uke, but he's also doing a songwriting thing, and I thought I would
yep,
like to do that.
yeah
and
that
he's also going to teach just Music 101.
Oh, all those are good. Well,
A full, but it's that's a full university class as opposed to continuing ed kind of thing.
that's
yeah.
good.
It is good. It's a lot of work, but he's written it all. So, all right, I'm calling it. This was really fun. I'm so happy to be with you.
Nice to see you
Yes,
all.
it's nice to
Yeah.
see everybody.
Be well. We'll see you on Saturday. I hope.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Don't go to Florida for, for a while.
Yeah, I would.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.